Hi, it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to do the long-awaited comparison of, I guess we'll call them rhinestone pickup tools. I got a lot of different varieties, and I hope you'll stay tuned. First off, I wanted to tell you how sorry I am that it's been taking me so long to get this video up, but I really wanted to buy as many of these tools as I could, plus I wanted to do as much research as I could to find other homemade tools that would work for us. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of go through the lineup and show you how we're going to make them and what we're going to make them out of. First of all, I have a skewer where you make kebabs out of that, and you probably don't want it this long, so I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, my demon stick, and just kind of do a little cut on it, and then hopefully it'll just crack in half without making it too sharp. Okay, look at that. I bet you're impressed, huh? Well, maybe you can't see it. Look how ta-da! Okay, we're going to use both the pointy end and the flat end for two different tools, and then maybe you don't have one of those, so then we're going to use a match, just because why not? It's something we can use. You could also use a Q-tip. Basically, you can use anything that's small and will work with this technique. For me, I thought a match was too small for me to hold and really work with. So I'm not going to use the match, but I'm going to show you with the skewer exactly how you can turn this into one. But a match is an option for you. Just throwing that out to you. Okay, the skewers, you can make this a couple of different ways. And I have a lit candle here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the end that's really flat. Hold on, I'm going to show you how to do this in a second. Then I'm going to take my other one, the other end, and on this, I'm going to get that out of the way for right now. I might need it later. Then the other end, I have a whole bunch of homemade glue dots, and to make homemade glue dots, all you do is you take Aleene's, tack it over and over. If you've never used it, I don't have mine right here, but if you've never used it, it's just in the glue section of most craft stores. You just make little dollops of it and let it dry, and then it becomes just like glue dots. And I'm just going to take a couple of my homemade ones, and I'm going to wrap it around the top, the tip of this. Like that. And we're going to play with these in a minute. So those are my homemade options. Now I'm going to go in price order of the ones I bought. This is called a wax pencil. You buy this, I bought a lot of these tools from AliExpress. This one was 30 cents, and it's called a wax pencil pickup tool. It's with your nail products, and it's supposed to work. Now, some of these I've tried, some of them I have not, but it was 30 cents. So we'll put that right beside our homemade tools. Then the next thing I bought, this is called a dotting wax pen, and this was kind of cool. It's a rhinestone holder. It comes with this little tray to put your tools, your rhinestones, or your beads, or your confetti that you put on a table, and it comes with this little piece of wax. And I'm not sure if I did this right, but there's a little hole in the top of this, and I just pushed it into the red or the pink until I got some that would come out the top, and I'm hoping that'll work. We'll be first to see. I don't know what you do with this end. We'll try and figure that out. If you guys know what you do with this end, I mean, it looks like you could blow in it, but this was only 59 cents on AliExpress. And I'm going to show them all in action, so you don't need to worry about them. I bought 2 of these because the first one, when I got it, the end of it kind of folded over and almost broke off. This is what it should look like, and this is what my first one looked like, so they replaced it with another one. It's called a dual end Rhinestone Picker. It was with the Nail Beauty Art, and it was $1.79. I think this one was $1.30, but for the price difference, I'm hoping the other one works better. Then I decided maybe it needs to be enclosed in a box, so I paid $2.77 for this one. You just lift up like that, and then it comes in this, I guess you slide it in and out of that little weird centerpiece. There you go. And this has got the same piece as this, only this end is open. This one has a stylus, and this one has an open end, like where you put that wax in it. I'm not exactly sure if you're supposed to put wax in there. I don't know. We'll play with that one. It was $2.77, and as I said, the reason I bought it was because it came this nice case. I thought maybe the case was a problem. Plus, it has these really pretty little beads in there. I thought it was pretty. Next, I went to an online site called Ecstasy Crafts, and they had 2 pickup tools for $4.20. One end has got a little rubber piece, and the other end has got the bigger rubber piece, and you get 2 of them. And then lastly, this is a tool I've had for a long time. It came originally from We Are Memory Keepers, but when I looked online, now a company called Silhouette is selling it, and the cheapest price I found it for was $6.49 at Joann's, and it's got a little top to it. Well, I'm going to have Rich get this part off. Okay, the other end, and I'm sure some of you have this, it has this kind of flat plastic piece. I never knew this till today, but you pull that out and turn it around, and then it becomes a pokey tool. And let me tell you, this pokey tool is sharp. So you can either put it in that way or this way, and for safety's sake, I'm leaving the flatter end out. And let me get Rich to open this, and I'll be right back. I moved most of the things out of the way so that you'd be able to see a little bit closer of this. It has the rubber piece like the other tools, but most of it is encased in plastic. When you go to use this, what you need to do, well, I'm going to push it up through the bottom because I'm not good at doing it any other way. Push on the bottom of this little piece, and it pushes the rubber up through the top. Let me push a little harder on a harder surface. Okay, I think I have enough out of there. If I don't, I'll have Rich play with it and make it right. And then you just screw it back in. You don't want to push a ton out, because once that green rubber's gone, you're done. So I didn't find where you get a replacement for it. So again, that's the Quick Stick. It's from Silhouette now, not We Are Memory Keepers, and $6.49. That one kit that I got, I think it's 59 cents maybe. It came like this. I thought that was a really good price for it, but it only is a good price if it works, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a piece of cardstock, and we're going to play with this and see if it works. Well, all of these things we're going to play with. I thought the best thing to do would be to try a variety of products. So we're going to try beads, we're going to try confetti, we're going to try sequins, we're trying it all. So, and buttons, I forgot buttons. The beads that I'm going to use are these micro beads. I have these little stars, but they're 3-dimensional. So I'm going to just put them to the side. I'm not going to open them yet. And I have some buttons, and I'm going to go with some of those sequins on a strip, because this is going to come in handy too, to be able to kind of walk through how to do things. I'm going to use some of those too. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go with the least expensive, which are the free things that I made. And I made one with wax and one with glue sticks. Again, you can use a match. You can use basically anything. You can use the bottom of a paintbrush. Basically anything that is long enough that it'll work for you. In price order, as I said before, we're going to go with free first. And I'm going to get my glue. I'm just going to use Tombow Mono Aqua Glue so we can glue each of these down. And I'm also going to write on here what each of these things is so that you know when we're sticking it down what we're sticking down. I wrote everything down and I wrote the cost of everything. And the first thing we're going to do is the skewer with wax. And all I did, you saw me do it, is I have a lit candle. I put it down in there into the wet wax, and I just made it so it would dry. Well, now that it's wet again, I probably shouldn't do it. I'm going to wait until that's dry. I'm going to go back and do the glue dot one instead because, you know, I'm not that bright. So this one has a couple of homemade glue dots. And the glue dots I made with Aleene's, tack it over and over, and all I'm doing is I just wrapped it around the top. I'm trying not to touch the very top because that's where it's sticky. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue in a few spots. If I can get it off of here. There's a little. I'm going to try a variety of things. I'm putting 5 things down there. First thing we're going to put down is one of these little, what do you call those? You know what they're called. I'll think of it in a minute. Okay, here's the problem I found with this. Even though I very gently tapped it, it's pretty well adhered to this. And maybe over time it will not be so stuck, but when I first used it, it's really adhered. Let me get a button. I'm going to show you how it works, or how these each work with as many products as I can, so that you know if you want to get something do you want to pay for something or if you want it free. Okay, I'm going to use regular size button. Picked it up perfectly. I'm going to put that in more glue. And I am having trouble getting these off there, so I'm holding on to it just to get it, you know, to come off. I'm going to use these little wee beads, these micro beads. You know, these are going to go everywhere. I'm just going to stick my skewer in the bag. And I only got a couple. That's not bad for me. I'm going to try and get them back off onto the glue. And they worked. So that is our free skewer with glue dots. And I made the glue dots with Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. It's a glue product that you'll find in your craft section. So that's that tool. I think it worked fine if you're okay with it sticking a little bit to things. Oh, I'm going to do one of these too. Now, these are all in a row. I don't know if you've ever used these before, but if you have, you know that they are all attached to each other in a line. And the lines run this way. They're all glued together that way. So I'm just going to cut off these last 4 so that they're not attached to anything else. And then you're going to take your little glue stick and then push it on there and then put that onto your thing. That works pretty well. That was a free tool. Now let's do the one with the wax. The wax is really slippery. I hope it's going to work, but I saw people do this, so I figured if they did it, we can try it, right? And if it doesn't work, we'll know. And at the end, I thought we would rate these, you know, like which ones work best, which ones didn't work at all. Okay, first thing, oh, that stuck to it really well. I'm going to do my button. Then one of our little pieces. Then a bigger piece. Then into the baggie of these. I got one. That's cool. And things I noticed on this one, things aren't seeming to stick on it, which is great. And lastly, we're going to pull one of these off. Oops. Okay, there's my problem on that one. I don't know if you can see this, and maybe it's because the wax is still pretty wet. But when I tried to push on it, the wax came off. So I'm going to just pick this off and then pick it up. Oh, or just let it fall onto my paper. See if we can pick it up. There we go. We got a dog hair in it now. There we go. So our problem with this one is, I'm going to say wax rubs off. And on the glue dots, the dots don't release. That way I'll remember at the end what our issues are. Okay, next up we're going to go with the wax pencil pickup tool. Now, when I bought this, it was not sharpened at all, and I had to sharpen it. And I thought, I didn't know how it needed to be sharpened, but I figured it would need a bigger tip. So I used an X-Acto knife, and or craft knife, and I just kind of carved off the top so that I had a pretty wide tip. I hope you can see that. So let's see how this works. And what I heard about these is that you really want them to be, you're not trying to get a really, you're not trying to push really hard. You're just trying to gently tap on it. Well, it fell off at the very end. I'll try another one, see if I can pick it up. Not bad. See if we can get a button. I wouldn't say it has the picking up capability. It just doesn't seem to really adhere like the other ones did. I'll get that off there because I don't really want that on there. Okay, let's see if we can pull off one of these and still hold on to it. And I think I said I'm not trying to push very hard with this. It doesn't want to come off. That's because it's attached to like 4 other pieces of, there we go, got it off. I'll be able to play with it again. Okay, now it's stuck to the paper. Why? Why do these things always work for me like this? It definitely doesn't like picking up this rounded edge. Well, it didn't pick up any beads either, so I'm going to dump a bead on here. I had tried this one before, and I had all kinds of issues. And I thought at the time that I was doing something wrong, but it's just not good at picking up, there, it picked it up, at picking up rounded things. Let's see if I can pick up. It's iffy. Okay, the next thing is this dotting wax pen, and it's got a little bit of that pink wax in the, comes with this little boat, which I like, and you're just gonna push this into, hopefully you can see me doing this, you want to push this into the wax and get some of the wax to fill the end. That's what I think you do. And then it's there. I mean, I can feel it there. And I could, I'll just dump a few things in here. Alright, we're going to go with our boat this time. Oh, I didn't put any glue on it. That's kind of handy. Look how well it's holding on it. That's pretty amazing though, isn't it? That was there. One of these little sequins. There. A button. I'm really impressed with this one. I mean, so far it's doing better than all of them. Okay, I got little beads. I gotta find the little yellow beads. I guess I could just take them out of here. But it didn't really work for me the last time, so. There's one. Hopefully you can see it. And picked it up, no problem. That one did the best so far. I really like that one. I didn't expect that one to work really well, but it did. Fabulous. Okay, next we're going on to the dual end, this one. Ooh, the Rhinestone Picker. And I think these little styluses are just to maybe to push these off. I'm not sure what else they'd be for. And for maybe using it as a scoring tool. I'm not sure what else. And then this end, I thought I would try both the one that's beat up and this one to see if it makes a difference if the end is missing. So we'll just do this one first. I'm just gonna pick up one that's kind of laying there, and then a button, and one of the bigger pieces, and a rhinestone. Not a rhinestone. Well, you know what I'm saying. I still haven't figured out what those are called. I'm going to think of it in a minute. Every once in a while my brain just stops working. I'll write it on the screen. That's what I'll do. And then I'm going to get one of these little pearls off. They're hard to play with to do this because you have to push. Ooh, I'll use this end. I use the pokey end to push it off. It's got adhesive under it, so I'll use the pokey end to push it, and then once it's not permanently adhered, there we go. That was that one, and then let's try. This is the one that broke in shipment. Then let's try the one that did not break in shipment. I'll just put a few things there just to see, making sure all works. Okay. No problem with that. Or the little one. Oh, that one doesn't want to let go. I was going to tell you, don't push hard when you're trying to pick something up. Don't push hard on it because that's when it gets stuck. So I would recommend, I'm going to try this leaf. Put the leaf there. That worked really good. I like these tools. On to the next ones. So the dotting wax pen, so far these have been the ones that have really worked the best. Then the next thing we're going to do is the Rhinestone Pickup tool. It's the same product, but this one has that little hole, and I'm pretty sure that is made so you can put it in that wax again and get a little bit on the end. I might be wrong about that, but let's see if that works. Yep, that worked. But it's got that great big end, and that's what we're going to be focusing on. It comes in its own plastic container, which is nice. Put some glue down here for the next things. Okay, so we're going to put a rhinestone and those and a big one of these. I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to try that little end hopefully you can see me doing all this. I'm going to pick this little piece up, no problem. Then I'm going to use that pointy end to push off one of the pearls. I don't know if you can see me do this or not. Because remember, these have all that adhesive under them, so they're kind of hard to navigate. And I'm going to use the big end for this. The big end doesn't want to pick that up, that's for sure. Let me see if the little end will pick that up. I know I'm off screen right now, but going back to the big end again and see if I can get that to pick up. I'm going to say this doesn't want to pick this up at all. No matter what I did, either end, I can't seem to get it to pick up. I'm going to flip it back over and see if I can get it to pick up. In fact, some of my rubber came off on it. Okay, I got it that time. Okay, so this one didn't, I think it's too big, and maybe that's the problem as far as, you know, being able to attach the thing. So I'm going to say on that one, didn't work with the pearl. Okay, next up are the tools I got from Ecstasy Craft, which are these, and you get 2 of them for $4.20, and they come with the one sticky end that's little and the sticky end that's big. Okay, I just use the little end. I really like the feel of this one in my hand. Of all of them so far, I really do like the way this one feels. There's a little bead. I don't know where my glue is. And then let me see if I can get one of these off. It works really good holding on to that. I don't know if I have any glue yet. Right there's my glue. So that is those. I think it worked really well. I think I forgot to glue some of the little beads on some of these. We need to make sure we can get one of these little micro beads on that. Glue it down, no problem. Let me see if the other one that has the broken part works. That one worked too. See if it works to pick them up. Picked up, no problem. Then I'm going to go to our quick stick. Put a couple glue spots down. Just to make sure we cover everything. So this one is this piece. This tool, I think I forgot to tell you this. This part you can use to push off these beads. You know, you can push them off their backing, or you can turn that part around and have it and use it as a pokey tool. So you have both of those options with that I never knew before. And then this part comes off, you just pull it off, and this piece you turn it, and in order to get this green to come out of the top, because you only want that to come out a little bit of the top, you're going to push down really hard on a surface to get that to come up. And you only need it to come up just over the top of the plastic. You don't need it to come up, you know, you just need to come out a long piece. So let's give this a whirl. We'll first try one of our beads, or beads, one of our buttons, and then one of those pieces, and then a little sequin, and then I'm going to try a bigger sequin. Then we need to try one of these to see if they hold on. And let's see, last but not least is one of these is already coming off, which is good. You can, that's what this is for though, is to kind of pull it off. And then I'm going to flip that over and see if we can pick it up like a normal bead. These half pearls have been the trickiest part of this whole process. Worked like a charm. I think that's everything that I needed to check to make sure I have on. Okay, so these were my 4 favorites, and I thought I would try gluing on these 3D stars on cards to see if one of them is like much easier than the others to use it on. And I put a decent amount of glue on each piece so that we could try it. This is the dotting wax pen. It's 59 cents. Picked it up perfectly, laid it down, let go of it perfectly. I really like that one. I think it's a great tool. We're going to go with the dual end Rhinestone Picker. Now this one is the one that didn't come weird in shipment. Picked it up perfectly, laid it down, let go perfectly. I think they're a great tool. Then the pickup tool for card making that I got from Ecstasy Crafts. I'm going to go with the bigger end this time. I got a hair in that one. I had way too much glue on that too. That's why it got stuck in it the first time, because the glue was just everywhere. And then the quick stick, and we'll just pull the end off. Okay, I think all 4 of these are great tools. I didn't have any difficulty using any of them, and if I had to pick just for the way it felt in my hand, I'm going to go with the one from Ecstasy Crafts. It was, I don't know, there was something about the way it was double-ended and the way it picked up and released that I really, really liked. And you know, it's nice to have these little doodads, I'll call them, on the end. But for me, picking up jewels or any kind of bead, it's all about the pickup for me. You know, the fact that you can do something else. I have other tools for those that I like better. This was all about, can you pick up a product off of paper and put it down where you want it without fumbling around. And I would say these 4 all did a great job, and it's probably going to come down to personal preference, but let me give you some thoughts on them. The tray on this one is really nice, but what I wonder is, how long will this wax piece last? Will it get dry, or will it become problematic? So that's my question for that one. This second piece, I already had that problem happen with this one. I don't know if that'll be a problem in the future with them or not, with the end breaking off. And same with these. I don't know if they'll they're a little bit gummy, so maybe I should keep them in some kind of packaging to make sure they don't get things attached to them. You know, like hairs will stick to them, any fibers I think will stick to them. This one is the best constructed because it's got that the cap to cover the green part, but like I said, I think it comes down to a matter of preference. I think if you bought any of these, you're going to be happy with them. The 2 on the right I bought from AliExpress. This one I got at Ecstasy Crafts. It's spelled just like it sounds. Ecstasy Crafts. $4.20 for 2 of them. And then this one I found at Joann's for $6.49, and that was joanns.com, and it was now made by Silhouette. So that's my rundown I hope that this gave you some clarity on pickup tool, and that you give this a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.